One thing about this play, Designed for a Living, Noel Coward wrote it for himself and his two best friends, Alfred Lunt and Lynn Fontanne, and the three of them did it together. So within the context of that, Noel Coward was a gay man. There was some question about Alfred Lunt, but anyway, one never quite knew, you know, how much of their personalities went into this play. But it's just an interesting thing that he wrote it for himself and his two best friends.
The other thing I find interesting about this movie is if you love great films, Frederick March means something to you, and it's usually a more mature Frederick March. Frederick March giving sometimes blistering performances like in Inherit the Wind, a heavily laden performance with a very I wouldn't say very nuanced character when he plays the William Jennings Bryan character.
Executive Suite, he's wonderful in too.
7 Days in May. Right. The Best Years of Our Lives.
Right.
I mean, March is someone where the mature March is what's embedded in our memory of great films of his career.
Right.
So to see March as a guy that's having a three-way with Miriam Hopkins and Gary Cooper, it's just kind of odd. Yeah. Frederick March, a sexualized Frederick March. It's a little strange to see him in that context.
Yeah. You don't really think of Gary Cooper in that context so much either. And we have to say about Miriam Hopkins too, after she was no longer a leading lady, she did some wonderful character work in films like The Heiress, as Olivia de Havilland's aunt, and in The Children's Hour, playing the kind of the crazy aunt in that. And she worked a lot with William Wyler in different things, in smaller roles. And she was always good, and made that transition, which I think has to be a tough thing, to go from being a beautiful leading lady working with some of the cream of the crop of leading men to playing small supporting parts.
Right.
You know, but she did. She was very good at it. Well, we're going to move on, okay? Up next, another love triangle with the Lubitsch touch. This one also starring Miriam Hopkins. And this time she's co-starred with Herbert Marshall. Get Some Trouble from Kay Francis.
Tonight on TCM's Friday Night Spotlight, Miriam Hopkins is a suave Parisian thief in trouble in paradise. Then Frederick March can be quite the party animal in Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And it's a hard knock life for Miriam in The Story of Temple Drake.
What appears to me